give you a go. You are going to drive the capture latches 12 1/4 turns, stopping on turns.
Okay, we'll wait for the go. 12 1/4 on turn.
I'm going to tether the zenith end of the shower cap to 263.
That's correct, Beam.
The laser retro reflector, CCS reflector here on the PMA is eroded by, looks like atomic oxygen. The whole black of the top of the dome is black.
Got to go to drive 12 1/4 turns.
Okay, 12 1/4. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. Nine. 10. 11. 12. 20 1/4, 25%.
Okay, good news, Tom. I'll give you new settings for the PGT. Bravo, same speed, collar torque of 30.5.
Okay, I've switched to Bravo 5, same speed, and collar torque of 30.5.
Hey, Roman, the Velcro is loosened. Took me a while to find it, but I haven't been able to find the, oh, there they are. Originally, I couldn't find the 1/4 turn fasteners, but I just did.
Okay, great, Beamer. I'll let you go ahead and release those, and then the Velcro restraint strap.
Okay.
Tom, you're going to drive the capture latches until over the center to the hard stop. You should expect it to be 2 turns.
Okay, and I haven't seen any motion on the PMA. It did not pull away, but that's because Marshall's got it in position and staying there. Okay, confirm the turn count again for me.
You're going until over center to the hard stop. You should expect 2 turns.
Okay. One. Okay, and I've gone about 1 1/4 turns and hit the hard stop with a torque light green, and the actual torque recorded was 22. So it looks like I got about 1.42 turns. And I cannot observe the latches because the PMA is closed down onto the berthing ring.
Roger, and would you repeat then what the total number of turns you got on that last round was?
1.42.
Okay, and Houston, Atlantis, that's just a tad short, but I'm thinking that's probably a good spot to do this if you concur.
Copy, checking.
Working down there at the front end.
Yep.
Moon's over your shoulder.
Slowly but surely.
And with that, it appears that Tom Jones has fully released the manual berthing mechanisms, basically the 4 latches that are holding the pressurized mating adapter to the space station's Z1 truss.
We think it's open and we're good to go. Okay, that sounds good. And Tom, I'll give you some settings very quickly. Just change the speed from counterclockwise 1 to clockwise 1 and stand by while Marcia moves.
Can't wait to see it.
And I'll let you help guide the PMA out with Marcia, making sure that you're clear.
And we have confirmation that the entire space station and shuttle stack is in free drift, meaning no thruster jets are firing, so the go's been given to gently pull the docking port away from the Z1 truss temporary stowage location.
I see the gap widening. Ever so slowly. Okay, got an inch away now.
Okay, ACBM cover is off.
And simultaneous with this activity, we hear that Bob Kerbeam has removed the thermal cover over the Destiny module's berthing point.
251 from the nadir and tether.
Right.
Good trajectory. I see 2 of the latches. They're fully retracted.
Great news.
All right, Bob. I see you encased in it looks like a hoop skirt.
Yeah, there's a lot of it here, isn't there?
Oh, man.
Don't make me laugh.
This was that tutu we were talking about.
Thank you, Mario. Tom, you've got to go to drive the capture latches, 2 turns, stopping on turns.
Okay.
And Beamer, the PMA is heading your way.
Yeah. Here.
So I know that you're busy wrapping that up, and when you get a chance, we'll request a visual inspection of the ACBM.
Right.
Okay, I'm getting a fault light and a torque light, both red, and it says low torque. Looks like it's having trouble getting started in the other direction. Like me to retry it?
And did you get it to move at all?
No.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and cycle the settings, and let's make sure we've got Bravo 5, clockwise 1,
Okay.
and 30.5.
It's in motion. Settings were confirmed, and I just want 1 turn. 2 turns.
Copy that. And just curious, Tom, did you have to do anything at all to get it to work all of a sudden?
I had to put my body into the tool to make sure that it had enough reaction, and it broke it loose and came along.
Okay, good words. Your next setting for the PGT when you're ready.
Outboard, and I'm ready.
Alpha 3, clockwise 1, 5.5.
Okay, Alpha 3, clockwise 1 will be the setting, and we'll go to 5.5. And I'm watching the latches all with retracting. Three.
Using a high-tech, basically drill, Tom Jones now restowing the latches on this manual berthing mechanism as it has completed its task for the flight of temporarily stowing, securing the docking port that now is on its way to the back end of the payload bay and the back end of the Destiny laboratory.
Looking for 14.
Okay, Marshall, you're going to have to stop, unfortunately, because I'm right in your way.
You want me to stop now?
Yeah, why don't you stop right now?
Okay, she's coming stop.
Okay, we're all stopped. Thanks. Okay, at 13.75 turns, I got my torque achieved with a green light at 4.7, and it looks like the capture latches are all withdrawn and in the closed position.
Okay, I'd like you to see if you could verify that the launch restraint hooks are engaged.
I'll try to see that. Give me a minute.
And Roman, the problem is this thing has a lot more memory than we thought. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it up exactly like I practiced, but we'll see how far we get.
And Bob, if you need help with TSA stowage, I'll be glad to.
Roger, I may.
And I can see all 4 of those pins. And I'm retrieving an adjustable tether now.
You're getting the bow tie adjustable, correct?
Right.
Okay, just remember to put it in a place where you can identify it so that we can stow it later.
It's so yellow you wouldn't miss it.
Good news.
Used during EVA 3 as a during one of the tasks scheduled or potentially being scheduled for that third spacewalk.
Okay.
One less thing to forget, right? Okay, so PGT is back on a retractable now. I've got the laundry. Push it out to one side. And I'm going to go and inspect.
And this is a real nice view of basically tool management in space with every tool in its place and every single tool obviously properly tethered within that toolbox.
Looking around.
Okay, I have the tape caddy.
Roger.
That drawer works great in 0G. Would have never thought it. All right, I'm going to put this tape caddy on the handrail. I'll just close.
And your lights and glass.
We're looking at the display as Commander Ken Cockrell sees it on board. Again, the initial contact will be shown on these ready-to-latch indicators right here in the center of the display. This basically is the 16-bolt pattern around the common berthing mechanism. The first indication that the docking port is in the proper location is that these 4 clear rectangles ready to latch indicator 1, 2, 3, and 4 will turn green, And at that point right up here, the capture latch status, we will start seeing that change. This blue indicates temporary data dropout, and again the command mode here, the command status here, and then the position in terms of degrees just off the view here. But again, we're looking initially for these rectangles right here in the center of this circle to go from clear to green. That the initial indication that Marsh-Ivins has placed the docking port close enough within that structure to get a ready-to-latch indicators. Those will turn green, and at that point the capture commands will be sent all under the command of Ken Cockrell up on the flight deck, sitting just to the behind, or floating just to the side of Marsh-Ivins while she continues with the robotic arm operations. And we're standing by to get the ready-to-latch indicators. There's one, is again showing ready-to-latch indication on ready-to-latch, or RTL number 2.
And while I'm here, I'm going to get a camera too.
And now we see all 4 ready-to-latch indicators going green.
Yep, that's what I'm looking for.
So we got 4 ready to go into first stage capture.
Oh.
And Marsh-Ivins calling down that they see the ready-to-latch indicators. They're going to first stage capture, so we'll start seeing activity on this display right here, this part of the display that will signal the capture latch status. The first and second stage capture is complete of the docking port. The next step now is to begin driving the 16 bolts that basically run the circumference of that common berthing mechanism. Again, these 16 bolts, the electrically driven bolts, are driven in a precise sequence so as to tighten the entire docking port down in a very secure fashion, but also in a very uniform fashion, very similar to tightening the bolts on a tire on a car. The bolts are tightened opposite of one another in a 4-pattern sequence, and all 16 bolts eventually will be tightened to a force of about 19,000 pounds of force, or about 85 kilonewtons.
What I'm supposed to do is use my
Now we're seeing right here in progress the command status line that says in progress all the way down. All 16 bolts are sequentially being tightened. The first stage bolt loading is referenced in this column right here, which is basically numbers may be kind of hard to see, but showing 14 turns. These are revolutions, and those bolts will be tightened through the first series. Then there'll be a period of time where they wait, and then they'll be tightened even more, basically starting to put load on each one of those bolts. And this is the 16 bolt pattern right here. That is in the process of all 16 being initially loaded, and then they will be sequentially loaded even tighter.
I'm going to lock this wrench that I'm closest to. It's locked. Now I'm going to start with
Okay, the pad is locked onto the arm. And that's a great job, Marshall. We're going to ask you to go, let's see, I'm going to go shuttle port.
Okay, going for it.
remember.
Jones, in the process of releasing the power and data grapple fixture from its launch restraint positions.
Unit caps in the bag.
106.
106.
You first start with P610 to J117.
Okay, I got P610 in my hand.
And
Tom, we're about there.
Okay, I'll need to have you come down about 3 more feet into the bay to reach the sill.
Okay, coming down.
That's done.
next is P613 to J105.
613.
Okay, stop. I have a hand on the handrail.
Stop.
Very nice job.
Big difference without the bubbles.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get myself oriented here for a, you can get back to the ingress position. I'm trying to get myself
Sweet. And just so you know, Roman, it looks like the hinge is broken on P613. It still works, but with a great deal of difficulty. I mean, it's in and it's connected. You might want to get a helmet cam shot of that. So it's definitely broken.
See where you finished pointing. Let me see if I can get a close-up of that for you.
Okay.
It'll be your right helmet cam.
My right helmet cam. Okay, stand by. Let's see if I can move that down. Is that better?
You'll need to come just a little bit to your left.
A little bit to my left.
Right now I'm looking. I got a great shot at J115 cap.
Okay. Then you need to come down. How's that?
Marcia, do you need a GCA?
Yeah.
Okay, shuttle started.
Okay.
A little further down, Beamer.
See it?
If you move your right hand, I can.
You see how the hinge is broken?
Yeah. I think we could see that in there. If you could come down any more with your head, that would be great.
I can't bend my knees any more than that in the suit, Roman.
Okay. Well, we'll take your word for what we can see there and that it is on secure.
And when we get down for the debrief, I can describe it in detail exactly what the problem is. You can tell Tomas to relax.
You sure you want it that much starboard?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And I have one left.
Stop.
Well, let's hope it's P611 and it's going on J103.
Yeah, I hope so. And that's complete.
Okay, and let's see. Are you in the right end effector orientation for the ingress?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Does it not look like?
And Bob Kerbeam completing the installation of cables from the docking port to the Destiny laboratory. The sleeve on one of those was broken. However, the cable was actually seated properly.
Okay.
It's too far starboard, I think, Tom.
Houston, Atlanta 3VA.
Okay.
Let me move it back.
They're listening.
I'm thinking that time it will take for Tom to ingress and get the PGF, get to the work site. That Beamer's got a good shot at getting the redundant connected to the PMA.
Down here?
To the lab.
Say again?
Roman, good plan. We concur. Go for it.
That's going to work out okay. I just have to rotate the boot plate. It looks like it's 180 out.
Okay, so, yeah, it needs to be one.
Well ahead of the timeline. This is a beautiful view from the helmet camera of Bob Kerbeam as he translates around.
Gotta do a little
So, Marcia, come on down towards the
pedal
field.
dance
Down
here.
in the bay.
Coming down?
When you're ready, Tom, you can configure your PTT with a right angle drive.
I'm going to get in the APF bar first. Stop.
Sorry.
Stop.
Okay, Roman.
beam when you get to the place that you BRT off to. I'll get your... It would look good from your vantage point.
Oh, yeah.
The STS.
Well, they're all popped out, but not all of them are off. There you go. As you can see, it's coming off. Now I'll reconfigure the PGT.
This device seen through the helmet camera of astronaut Tom Jones is a pressure control assembly, essentially a non-propulsive vent.
Now just try to get like maybe 2 turns on each bolt.
Yeah, just go ahead and see if you can start driving each one, and then we'll torque them down.
Yeah, can you get again? I'm sorry. Okay, that came off.
Jones and Kerri now 4 hours 37 minutes into their spacewalk.
Really couldn't tell with just 2 turns whether it engaged or not, Roman. No, it didn't.
Did it slide on easily?
Well, it seems like it's almost riding up. Yeah, it went on just real easy. Just riding up on there. Yeah, Roman, what's happening is the whole bolt is sliding up into the head.
Spacewalker Bob Kerri already have completed the 2 major tasks of this spacewalk, the installation of the pressurized mating adapter number 2 on the forward end of the Destiny laboratory. That pressurized mating adapter will serve as a docking point for upcoming shuttle missions to the International Space Station. Also, Kerri and Jones finished installation of the power and data grapple fixture. This will serve the shuttles.
Outstanding job, Beamer. And while you start cleaning up, I think for right now, why don't you head over with whatever hardware you have there towards the PDGF work site. We'll think about getting some tools.
Good idea. Start to clean up.
And you're working on the port forward, correct?
Port forward.
Houston Atlantis for EVA.
Go ahead, Roman.
And install now complete.